Before we begin, a big thanks. Ridgeline Counseling, you need some help? Get some help. From the best in the business, that'd be Dr. David Markwell. MarkwellTherapy.com. 10 therapists in-house to help you out. Based out of Georgia, 3 different locations: Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square, and McKaysville right outside of Blue Ridge. But if you need help and you're anywhere, virtual sessions are available. Reach out to them directly via email, ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. Big thanks to Capriotti's Sandwich Shop, Folsom, Capriotti's.com. Maybe there's one in your city. Try the Wagyu cheesesteak or the Bobby. Absolutely amazing. Whole roast turkeys, quality meats and cheeses, Wagyu, fresh rolls and produce, great customer service, very clean. And that's why they continue to impress their patrons and earn awards across the country. The Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. The AuroraLawFirm.com. You need a defense attorney? Well, the Mad Dog's your guy. Based out of Georgia, but can litigate anywhere in the United States. Criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, and more. And then Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. Plus, they're going to take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding area. InspectAllServices.com. Let's begin.
Go ahead and leave a comment about how you deal with your children leaving home while I recover.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Our kids leaving the nest is never easy. So in order to cope, Jason and Rachel have decided to share the journey of their kids, Caleb and Ariel, or Bees as most know her. Follow the story in this podcast.
Honey, I raised the kids.
All right, there it is, episode 7 of Honey, I Raised the Kids. Welcome to the podcast. My name's Jason Bailey. Thanks for being here. Right there is my wife, Rachel.
Hey, y'all.
We are known as Ray J.
I'm Ray.
I'm Jay. Hello.
Ray J.
Ray J. Make sure you take a gander at thebaileyshow.com for the rest of the episodes on the network, the BS, the rest of the week, and subscribe if you don't already subscribe. You get some good stuff there, and you can help feed our family if you don't mind, because our family needs to be fed. But you can get that on thebaileyshow.com. We've been meaning to bring this up for quite some time, but things happened. Like our son got engaged. There was a post conversation about Caleb getting engaged. And then out of nowhere, Poppy, as we told you last week, had a heart attack. He's doing better. But this one has been sitting on the shelf, and
you can't wait.
Well, we can't wait because this was a big deal. Ariel, our daughter, who will be 19 here in a couple of weeks, she met this boy
at Alabama.
She was visiting where she's going to school in the fall. Yep. She was visiting the University of Alabama, and she met this boy. He looks a lot like Patrick Mahomes.
He's got fluffy hair.
Like a young version of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And I think he played football in high school.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He's studying to be
a neurosurgeon.
A neurosurgeon.
He's a very intelligent child.
Right. And he's, from what I heard, it all sounded good. I talked to him a few times on the FaceTime, when she's like the kids, it's weird. They just sit there and they don't really talk to each other. They just tab each other up like you're in the same room.
Yeah, they do whatever they're going to do, and the other people are just kind of hanging out on the phone, and they're doing whatever they're doing.
I guess it's the equivalent. I don't know if this was your generation, but it was definitely my generation, where you would talk to somebody so late in the evening that you would fall asleep on the phone.
Yeah, they do the same thing. The difference is they're on video.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
so odd.
It's the equivalent.
Sure.
It's the equivalent.
It's absolutely the equivalent.
Right. I mean, to the point when I would fall asleep on the phone, the other person would then eventually hang up because they'd hear me snoring.
However, huge difference with you being on the phone and falling asleep. You're tying up that line and there's a busy signal.
Right. Well, when they hang up, you would wake up eventually to the
yes.
That noise.
You sure did.
It's kind of weird. And and then in the back of your head you're thinking, I was like, well, we slept together. And granted, it was on the phone. You
thought that?
Yeah, of course I did.
I feel like that's odd. Is that not odd?
It's not odd at all.
Okay.
It's
I believe you.
it's coming of age.
Okay.
It's the step before the step.
This- All right.
The step before the step. Of course,
I don't remember ever having that thought.
well, the step would be to actually share a bed with the opposite sex when you're younger.
Right.
The step before that,
Is sharing a sleeping phone.
falling asleep on the phone.
Okay.
You're technically sleeping together.
Because you're on the, I see where you're coming from.
Don't you remember? No, you're too young.
No,
The-
I don't think I remember.
The tagline was reach out and touch someone.
I do remember that actually. Yeah, I do.
Again, it was the step before the step. I was reaching out and touching somebody.
That's a dirty commercial.
I know it was.
Oh my God.
I was thinking dirty thoughts.
You did.
I hope
You're
our daughter
dirty.
I hope our daughter doesn't think that way.
Well, if she does, then they can see everything because it's FaceTime.
That is correct. That is correct.
Gross.
So she meets this boy. I called him Fluffy Head.
Yeah.
And
I used to call him friend.
yeah, now he's enemy number one.
No, he's fuck.
Public enemy number one.
Mm-hmm.
And we just don't like him because he broke up with her.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
there's not actually he's a nice kid and he's a smart kid.
And we wish him well,
We wish him well.
but we hate him.
But we hate him. Yeah. Murder.
That's such a shitty thing to say. It's poor kid. We
Bye.
wish you nothing but the best. We know you're very smart. We know you have a bright future.
Just not with our daughter.
We wish that you would have
'cause
hung around a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but
You're missing out.
we hate you.
Yeah.
And we wish nothing but horrible things, at least for about 3 weeks.
Murder.
Murder. Yeah, probably shouldn't say that out loud in case
Probably
something happens.
not, but
So they met when, she went to University of Alabama on a visit. It was just like a weekend they met.
her first visit there. So she went on a couple college visits to do the campus thing, to experience a couple different things there. And she met him the first time she went.
Right. And then she saw him again
She did.
when she went back, and of course they're talking and things are different, now, of course they're different, because you can, like we were just talking about FaceTime, you can see them, you can follow their lives.
It's not really that you're gone, because when you're just same with your podcast, like literally everybody can follow you wherever you go.
Yeah. And social
Because of
media
technology.
keeps you up to date on what's happening day to day and
It
this and
does.
this and that. So it's a lot different in those regards. So she sees him again. They, then spring break happens, and Bees decided to go to Panama City Beach. So
With her girlfriends.
with her girlfriends. So she flies to Atlanta. Then they drive to the beach, and I was worried the entire time because this was her first real spring break.
It was. She had so much fun.
And I was like, out of all the places you can go, I went to Panama City Beach for a spring break. And I remember what I did.
What year was that?
It was 96.
Spring break 96.
95. 95, 96.
All right.
One of those 2 years. Spinnakers, Club
Did you
LaVille.
have a neon shirt that had the the airbrush graphic on it that said Spring Break 95?
That's not a question you should ask.
Why?
The question is, who didn't?
Oh, okay. Everybody did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would in 95. Where was I? Elementary school?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was passed out on the side of the road.
Fun.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of fun. But I remember, what spring break. Now, I didn't have a lot of crazy spring breaks. That was probably the craziest of the spring breaks that I ever had. Because my first 2 years, I was at a small school in North Carolina called Wingate. And, we went to Myrtle Beach one time. I think my first spring break, I came home because of my girlfriend at the time. And
Who broke up with you not that long after?
like a year after, yeah.
Heifer.
So
She's nice. Sorry.
I just remember what spring break was. And I know it's life and she's got to do it, but I was regretting it. Anyway, she goes, and this fluffy hair guy,
He surprised her.
surprised her, quote unquote, surprised her, right? Allegedly, and shows up and then gets there and asks her to be his boyfriend.
Correct. Yes, he did. Where backstory on that, they had conversations about dating, and they agreed she said, I'm not going to be there until the fall, so we didn't talk until then. And, like they were both mutually agreeing that it was a good idea for them to wait until she was physically there. And he couldn't wait.
Well,
it kind of threw her off guard.
It's a dude move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a dude move.
Why is that a dude move?
I don't want to know any details about spring break. I just know that that's a dude move.
Can you tell me about that?
No, it's not. I never did it. I just know how guys think, and I know what they do, and I know they can say things that would work to their benefit.
Okay.
If they say those things and the girl's going to fall for it, and then they give it a little buffer time, and then they eventually break up. Hence, spoiler alert, the end of this episode. So when I heard about this, I mean, look, what does a dad do? Does a dad say to his daughter, be careful? Does a dad say to his daughter, it's bullshit? Does a dad say to his daughter, it's a guy thing to do? No, you can't.
I think you should say all of the above.
No, you can't, because you don't want to push. I don't want to push her away from me, because her thought process is going to be, I'm going to say this about anyone or any situation.
However,
and hold on. And there is a possibility I could be wrong. So I have to take that chance and let her go through the ups and downs
and feel the experience of,
and feel the
Yes.
emotional roller coaster of getting screwed over by this guy, which he literally screwed her over. I mean, that's what he did. He went to Alabama knowing he had a strategy. He went there. He was like, we're going to go. We're going to hang out. We're going to do spring break. Oh, I know a girl's going to be here. I've been talking to her. I'm going to ask her to be my girlfriend. Rest of the whatever happens. They come back. They talk. I mean, if I were to ask her, she would probably tell me it was weird when they got back. I would guess. I would put $1,000 that those conversations, that when she got back here and spring break was done up until the point where he broke up with her, it was never the same.
Yeah, it was a few weeks after, and
never the same. Guarantee
guess.
it. Guarantee it.
Okay.
It was never the same, because he had no intentions of making it a long-term thing. He did it for the moment. Guys
So,
do that.
Yes and no. I could agree with that. But so when all of this happened, I was at work and you were home.
I was here. I was the shoulder to cry on.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Good. I did good too.
Can you tell me what you said to her?
I don't remember everything I said,
I
but
can't wait for this.
I don't remember.
I know what you said. She
Oh.
told me.
What did I say?
No, you tell me. Tell me what you said.
I literally just told you I don't remember everything I said.
Or tell me what you do remember.
I don't remember much. I just remember giving her good advice. I remember saying, I said all the things I was supposed to say. I just don't remember what they were exactly.
So you said things along the lines of, I know that you guys did things or shared a special moment or something along those lines. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to talk about it. You need to go to the gym. You'll feel better.
Oh, I did say that.
Yeah. And then you went into the about him being a guy and he's not worth you crying.
Oh, actually, I do remember what I said to Bees after she came running to me, crying, hysterical after this guy broke up with her. I said, you need to immediately find a vice to offset the sadness. I said, if you stay home and you cry about it, he wins. I said, I know you're emotional. I know you're a girl. I know it's going to be tough, but you got to pick your ass up and you need to get out of the house, even if it's for a walk, because if you don't, he wins.
So that is very good advice. However, caveat for her being a girl, we have a rule. And this is what we tell all the girls, because, we have all kinds of teenage girls. The rule is you're allowed to be sad for a day. Feel it, be in your feelings, and feel it for a day. And then pick your tits up.
Well, I got to tell you, a day is too long.
It's not, no, because it's healthy to feel it and to let all of that emotion out, to just let it go. But you have to, but you have a day. Let it go. And then you pick your tits up and keep on cruising.
That's the line. Pick your tits
up. Yep.
Pick your tits up.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been telling our daughter and her friends to pick?
All the teenagers, they pick their tits up.
At what age did you start telling them to pick their tits up?
I don't know.
Were you telling them at like 13 to pick their tits up?
I don't remember.
That's weird.
It's not weird.
God, if I gain any
it's
more,
a lady thing. You're not a lady.
Well, I don't know. If I gain some more weight, I might have to pick my tits up.
You can pick your tits up too. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be just a girl thing. Fellas can pick their tits up too.
I want to be part of the girls.
All right, let's go, lady fella. Pick your tits up.
Another 15 pounds. I'm picking titties up.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
it makes you feel better. Just so you know. But
she didn't listen to me. She didn't take my advice, and she stayed inside. And there's nothing I could do about that. She went and did her thing, And then now, of course, everybody hates this dude. But so here's the thing: is that's that, and it's over and it's done. I mean, it's still a memory. I think they still talk occasionally, which is
they do. They're talking because they're still friends, and she still likes him as a human being. However, you'll be very proud of your daughter because she said that she's had a extensive conversation with him to let him know that he has hurt her feelings. She is not interested in dating him ever again. And she's not going to be in the place to do that. But she does, she would like to be friends because she likes him as a person. And so she's willing to have that relationship, but not anything further than that. And he is like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's a good line.
She power moved him.
Yeah, that's a great line.
She totally power moved him.
That's a great line. It's a great line for a chick.
And she's keeping him here.
Arm's distance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's impressive.
Yeah, arm's distance. That's good. So here's the thing is, again, as a parent, and becoming empty nesters and going to have to deal, with this, she's still in the nest. But eventually this is going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again.
It's going to happen while she's in school and we're not there.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Is being empty nesters and having to deal with it then. But I was thinking to myself, I'm going, do I want my daughter to have a serious boyfriend in college?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, hold on. Relax. Calm down. So it's twofold. There's one side of it that says, yes, because you know who they're with and where they're at all the time.
That's fair.
Right?
Sure.
So as a parent, you want that. Now, as a person that's gone to college, that has experienced college, you don't really want that. No. You want her to experience all these different things, but I don't want her to go out and date a bunch of different boys.
Right.
It's just not safe.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's just not safe. So I think, when I thought about this, and I thought about it this way, bless you.
Pardon me, sorry.
I'm thinking that I really wish fluffy haired dude would have worked out because he seemed like a nice guy.
He's a nice kid.
He had his act together. He had a plan. He
gets really good grades.
He knew what his future was.
He does. That's correct.
So for her next 3 years to have one guy that she's going out with, I would find her husband in college or whatever the case may be. I think I'm okay with that.
It's fun, but I feel like she has so much life experience to come that I'd like for her to have that life experience of like the whole full-on sorority everything and building those relationships with her girlfriends that, Linda Bird and Judy, the lady that we met at the tennis tournament, they're sorority sisters from Alabama, and they've been friends for decades.
60 plus years.
Yeah, it's incredible. And they still get together and watch the games together, and they go for the homecoming things, and they do all these things together. And it's that tight-knit group of girls and those relationships that she'll have forever. And I'd rather her focus on that. And then, we can find love later.
Well, you know what? Now I remember. I did tell her that. when she came, when he broke up with her. And I said that to her. I said, look, this is a blessing in disguise. And I go, I was upset with this guy as you are. And it's more because you lost something. You know, no one likes
He hurt her feelings.
Yeah, he hurt her feelings. No one
Yeah.
likes to lose something. I said, but give the guy a little bit of credit. I mean, he at least approached you. He didn't just ghost you. And he said, hey, look, I don't think it's going to work and blah, blah, blah. For whatever the reason may be, at least he was upfront about it. You know, there was no sneakiness behind it from what I understand. And I told her, I said, you know, you're about to enter an experience like no other, especially entering the sorority world. The last thing you want, now this is kind of hypocritical of what I just said, but I go, the last thing you want, I think I was saying this more to make her feel better, even though I don't know, again, if I honestly believed it, but I said, the last thing you want is to be tied down and have some guy wanting to know where you're at because he's jealous and you've got this function with another fraternity that he's not a part of and he can't go. And he's going to be jealous.
He'll ruin your night.
He's going to ruin your night. Because I saw it a million times over.
Yeah, I see it all the time.
So, you know, in college, I'd see it all the time. It's like, you don't want that because then that ruins your experience.
It does. And it doesn't help with the building of those relationships with the friends.
Right.
You know, when it pulls you away from that.
Right. But she's still a little, you know, upset about it.
I think she's okay about it now.
Yeah.
You think? But can we talk about the other part of what you said to her?
I don't remember. You're going to have to, again.
You were talking to her about, you said something along the lines of, I know you all shared a special moment. I'm not dumb. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
But
why is that the only thing you keep repeating?
Because it's really funny.
I mean, I talked to her for about an hour.
She's really embarrassed that you said that to her.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't have that conversation with my dad either.
Yeah. Well,
do you know that my children are spawn of Jesus?
Yeah. Well, I'm not stupid. I mean, and I don't want to know the ins and outs of the details or how far it went. Your spring break, it's perfect. The guy went there for that reason. The guy went there.
You think so?
I know so. I mean, like as soon as I heard about this, she was so excited and so over the moon. You know, I'm going, that's great. I don't want to rain on your parade. But deep down inside, I'm like, you mother, you know, like, God, good move, dude. But that's my daughter.
Yeah.
Do it with somebody else's
It's not
daughter.
a good move when it's her.
Right. So for her to bounce back the way she's bounced back is that's more impressive than his move. Yeah. But that dude, I knew exactly what that dude was doing. As soon as I heard that he showed up, I knew he was going to show up. I think I said that before he left.
I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, you called it.
I knew he wouldn't show up at the
beginning. You got fella brain.
I was that guy.
You were that guy. You were the one that showed up.
I was the guy that showed up, you know? So like, I mean, all guys are the same at that age for the most part. I mean, it's just the way it is. But what she's done, now that I've heard you say this, because I didn't know that, but what she's done is countered that.
She did, like checkmate.
And that's really impressive for, you know, because a girl is usually more emotionally attached to a guy. So for her to be able to rebound and say, hey, I like you, but I'll never date you.
Yeah. I like you as a person.
That is strong.
Real strong.
Because even if she were to ghost him and just push him off and say, stop talking to me, he still knows she's thinking about him because she's upset about it. But she didn't do that. She said, hey, look, we can still be friends. I'm cool with that. I just ain't dating you, dude.
And you know what? Now he's really hooked.
Here's my fear is, yeah, he is. You're right. That'll drive a guy crazy to the point where he's psycho.
I don't think we're at psycho. I think because she's very good at expressing how she feels, and if she sees those giant red flags, she puts a stop to it and is just done.
Yeah.
Which is great. You know, great habit that most females do not have.
Well, this guy, fluffy hair guy, what we call
fluffy hair,
that broke up with our daughter.
I don't like him.
Is regretting it.
He is, though.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I talked to him a few times on the FaceTime. I thought, if anything, even if he didn't like Ariel, he'd like me.
I think he does like you.
I thought he'd stick around for me.
Yeah. He has very good manners.
There's a lot of times you just don't date the daughter, you date the father.
You date
I'm a
the
pretty
whole
cool
family.
I'm a pretty cool dad to date.
You're a fun dad.
I'm telling you, I thought fluffy ear guy would stick around to hang out with the kid.
So, I mean, forget you, Bees. I
Exactly.
want to hang out with your dad.
I thought I was that guy. Well, guess not. So
Clearly, you're not the cool dad to hang out with.
I'm not the cool dad.
Not until they meet Frank the Tank.
Until they meet
don't
Frank
know
the Tank.
yet.
Yeah, that's right. So she's doing fine. And again, this is one of those things where, when it's going to happen again, it's going to happen again, it's going to happen again. I will say this about Bees. She's very, very strong. And
She's resilient.
She does a very, very good job of fighting off the nasty funk.
She does. Yeah, she's a strong, independent woman.
Very, very
We've
strong.
done a really good job of making sure that she's got a good base.
So with that being said, fluffy haired dude, GFY, go grab a bag of dicks. We don't like you. You're not welcome, but you're a good human. And
But B says that you're a nice person and we can be friends.
Right.
But that's it.
But we're like the mob. You mess with one of us, you
Yeah.
mess with all of us.
Oh my God. She was on FaceTime with him and I told him, I said, you made my daughter cry. I don't like you.
Really?
I did. Yes, I
Wow,
did.
Good for you.
And he was like, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
The hell if you wouldn't say anything different, sir. Murder.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
Mm-hmm. I told him.
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
I snuck into his bedroom. And at 3:00 in the morning, I climbed in bed with him.
I
And I
feel
looked
like that's really weird.
looked him in the eye and I said, "You made my daughter cry. I'm not very happy with you."
In his bed?
In his bed.
That's weird.
It got real weird.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know where to go after that.
You can sneak back out of the dorms. Don't mind me. Frank the Tank. Leaving.
Sorry, guys. Senior. 20 times over.
We're going streaking in the quad.
All right. Thanks for listening. Give us a like, share, follow on all social media. You can get all that on thebaileyshow.com. Please listen to the BS throughout the week. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. Grab some merch. And if you don't subscribe to the episodes throughout the week, do so. It's great. It's fun. We have a blast. We have great guests, and you get a lot of content for your money. I promise you that. And make sure you're following everybody from the show and all that good stuff. All right. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye.
I realize not everyone feels this way, and if you are okay with this stage of your life, honestly, more power to you.
Thanks for listening. Get more information at episodes on thebaileyshow.com.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.